chat. Is we back? I hope we're back, chat. I hope we're back. Is my voice good? For the people who are just joining, who don't know what's going on, we usually don't start like this. I'm gonna upload the rest of the video later after I find out what intro song got the stream taken down. But before we were so rudely interrupted, and before I finally looked at my phone and y'all told me that the stream had went down, I appreciate y'all. We were talking about Pooh, Shiesty, and Gucci. We were basically explaining like who Gucci is, who Pooh Shiesty is, and what the fuck and where the fuck did the relationship go bad. And really, we gotta go way back to understand what really went wrong with Gucci and Pooh Shiesty. So we were basically breaking down like who Gucci Man is and who Pooh Shiesty is. So let me go to. So basically, Gucci Man. We'll start again for the interruption from the stream. But Gucci Man, whose real name is Roderick Delantic Davis, is an American rapper and a music executive. He's considered a pioneer of trap music, along with Atlanta-based rappers T.I. and Jeezy. And he helped bring the subgenre to main audiences around the year 2000. Everybody knows his hits: Icy, Lemonade, and Wasted. Gucci Man's 1017 label helped launch the career of other trap stars like Young Thug, Waka Flocka, Rich Homie Quan, the Migos. There's so many other, Fujiano, Big Scar, of course, Pooh Shiesty, which we're gonna get to. But Gucci Man, if you don't know who Gucci Man is, he's a rapper. He's the trap god. Everybody knows. Lemon pepper wings in a freeze cup. Lemon pepper wings in a freeze cup. Everybody know that. Everybody, you've heard that song. If you grew up, I grew up. I'm Unc. Some of y'all is young, but I know a lot of older people do listen to me. If you are younger and you don't know Gucci Man, you gotta know Gucci Man, because it's like your favorite artist was was, you know, if you like rap and rap today, it was inspired by Gucci. You know what I'm saying? If you are a fan of Southern rap, Atlanta rap, you know who Gucci Man is. And Gucci Man, after an illustrious mixtape and album career, and his, you know, troubles with the law, and you know, just Gucci Man has lived. He is a bona fide street nigga, trap nigga, who blew up and really kept it street for the majority of his life and career. He's kept it 100% street. And Gucci has got so successful in music to where he was able to, you know, sign other artists who he's seen. I mean, these Gucci has probably said it himself. Gucci Man talks about why he signs artists. Gucci is I feel like Gucci has talked about this. Basically, Gucci signs artists to his 1017 records to discover new talent and give back and foster the next generation of superstars. I feel like there was an interview, it could be with Big Bank, that he basically explained like let me see. This is him speaking about signing the Migos and Young Thug.
Okay, correct me. Yeah.
I don't know what this music is in the background. I hate when shit has music in the background.
I did, you know, put. I had it love. Yeah, that was your order. Yeah, I signed the verse. found him and I put him with Coach K.
I was made for this shit, nigga.
Bro, y'all gotta stop putting fucking music behind. Like, y'all gonna get the fucking stream taken down again, putting music behind shit. But basically, Gucci Mane signed a lot of artists. He signed Young Thug. We're gonna get into him a little bit later and the things he's getting into. He signed Amigos, one of the most successful groups, if not ever, in rap history. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. So Gucci Mane has literally done it all. And after, signing so many artists and just pushing their careers, because honestly, what's been happening with Gucci, he's been like, when his artists are successful, they often say, yo, I'm popping, I'm lit, I'm gonna go sign this other deal because they're promising me the bag. And yeah, you got me here to where I'm making millions already, but like these are slow millions with Gucci, I'm guessing. And then the label offers them a big bag, and then they're like, "Yo, bro, I want to get out this contract." Like Young Thug left his contract, the Migos got out of their contract, went to QC. I think Pee Wee was signed to him at one point. And Gucci's just had artists, you know what I'm saying? Waka Flocka was his artist on I think it was 1017 Brick Squad. So this was the first label, 1017 Brick Squad. 1017 Brick Squad was the very first it was the very first iteration of Gucci's 1017 label. Who was in the first who was the first 1017 Brick Squad? Who was in the first 1017 Brick Squad? We love using the AI. So the record label the record label. Why am I sorry? I said a record label. Record. Let me stop. The record label 1017 Brick Squad was founded by Gucci Mane in 2007. Its initial formation followed the departure from Ms. A Entertainment, enforcing the closing of his previous label, So Icy Entertainment. So before 1017 Brick Squad, it was So Icy Entertainment, and he had other artists. I'm not gonna go that deep into it, but he had other artists signed to So Icy Entertainment. But the primary artists who formed the first and original 1017 Brick Squad roster included Gucci, of course. I'm signed myself like Jay-Z, nigga. Gucci, Waka became super mainstream popular rapper. OJ the Juice Man, a veteran, already stamped in this, but I'm gonna go fuck with my boy Gucci because he got more to buzz. Frenchie, founding member, of course, core artist of the label. Who the Kid, Slim Duncan. Many of us remember Slim Duncan, super dope. Super dope artist who was tragically killed in 2001. Rest in peace. But and it says led by Waka, additional artists like YG Hootie, Ice Burgundy, and Joe Moses. Like he had artists, like he's been having artists, and so now this is probably, I want to say like 2022. I believe it was 2020 when Gucci wanted to do his new basically he wanted to relaunch the new 1017, and he signed, hold on, let's look it up. Let's find who he signed. Does this shit work? Who was the new 1017 artist? That shit work? That shit didn't work for his chat. Got him. Who was the new? So the new 1017 was rebranded by Gucci Mane in 2020. So he rebranded his new 1017, and I'm giving y'all the long for all the people who do and don't understand who Gucci Mane is, and how we're getting here. So the new 1017 was rebranded by Gucci Mane in 2020. Initially featured artists like Pooh, Shiesty, Big Scar, Fujiano, Hot Boy West, Enchanting, and K Shade. So it's saying following legal issues and tragic deaths, the roster was heavily overhauled. Reports as of April 2026 indicating Fujiano is the only remaining artist signed. So we're gonna get to Pooh Shiesty, but after he rebranded this new 1017, it seems like since 2020, Fujiano, because unfortunately Fujiano is in he's serving a prison sentence. I forget what for, but from 2020 to 2026, he's been signed for 6 years to Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane is still making revenue, and Fujiano is still currently making, I'm sure, millions of dollars while incarcerated in prison. Shout out Fujiano. But this is what happened. So I'm gonna give you more context of why this is important and why I'm telling you this. Why I'm gonna say exactly why I'm telling you this. So Pooh Shiesty, let's just keep it a stack. Pooh Shiesty, Fujiano, Enchanting, and Hot Boy West. Not so much Hot Boy West. Shout out Hot Boy West. But Pooh Shiesty, Enchanting, and Big Scar and Fujiano were the standouts of the new 1017 label. And if you don't know what they look like, let's just, this is the new 1017. So this is Gucci Mane in the middle, of course. This is Pooh Shiesty. This is Enchanting. Rest in peace. This is K Shade. This is Hot Boy West. This is Fujiano, and this is Big Scar. Rest in peace. This is Pooh Shiesty's blood cousin. Now let me tell you why that's important. Because unfortunately, Big Scar has passed away. And what makes this interesting is because if you let Pooh Shiesty tell it, he was the reason why Big Scar got signed. Because he was like, yo, Pooh Shiesty was popping, and he was heating up very quick, as was Fujiano and a lot of these other artists, because this was Gucci Mane's, the Trap God, new 1017. Like, Gucci walks around with just an incredible street presence and aura. Mainly because, I'll give you a little backstory. Gucci Mane has killed somebody. And when you're in rap, hip hop, and in the trap, the lore of killing somebody is very like, oh my god, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna say? Don't try him, cause he gonna shoot a nigga. That's how niggas feel. That's just how where's my phone? My brother said it, he actually said it very amazingly today. The people who really believe in the street lore and just oh my god, he's a rapper. Oh, he must be so tough. He must be the baddest, the toughest. Nobody try him in the streets. Like he just the shit. He's so cool. That's what he said, neurodivergent white kids and hoes with Dr. Strange BBLs. Those are the fairy tales that rappers sell to neurodivergent white kids and Dr. Strange BBL bitches. They sell dreams to those bitches. That's what rappers do. And to rap fans, like, if you believe in this rap shit and hip hop and the essence of hip hop and how it was always kind of run by gangster niggas, then you understand the lore of Gucci Man. And back to what I was saying though, if you was to ask Pooh Shiesty, Big Scar was the reason why. Cause yo, this is my cousin. He rap too. We hard. We from Memphis. Da, da, da. Basically, he convinced Gucci to sign his cousin Big Scar. Unfortunately, Big Scar passed away, and during the whole process of him passing away, Gucci kind of like paid for the funeral. He sent like $10,000 to Big Scar's family, but apparently $10K ain't shit to them. So they felt as though Gucci Man, as a millionaire, could have done so much more, and just caused tension and static with Big Scar's family. Which, if we're saying this correctly, Pooh Shiesty is Big Scar's blood cousin. So that's his family, and that's my family too. That's my auntie and them. So that caused a little resentment and hurt between Pooh Shiesty and Gucci. But we'll get to that. But you know what I'm saying? Gucci signed his new roster. They were heating up in the streets. A lot of their music was absolutely fire. I was just playing this old song where they went crazy, and I don't think I'm gonna play it, but I mean we could give y'all a little taste, because I'm gonna play like a snippet. I'm not gonna play enough for them to cut the stream.
You say you wanna square off, well fuck it, square off. Chopper knock your hair off, it turn your bear off. I pray my haters get corona, stop that coughing on me.
And this speaks to the time that we were in when he signed these artists. This is 2020. That's my phone, chill. I'm immature, chat. I'm sorry. I put it. Forget it. So this speaks to the time that we were in when Gucci signed these artists. This is 2020. This is coronavirus. This is coronavirus. The world about to shut down. The world shut down. I think they dropped this when the world actually shut down. So they were still outside. Niggas in Atlanta were still outside. I'm just gonna keep it real. So Gucci's probably making hella money. He could probably say, yo, I need a PPP loan because my business, I'm a recording artist. I sign artists. I have a payroll of artists and producers. I need this PPP money to pay these people so they can pay their bills and they can do, you know what I'm saying? He's a businessman. Because Gucci, this is new Gucci. This is CEO Gucci. This is I did my whole artist phase where I'm thugged out and I'm going to prison and I'm going to jail and I'm shooting and killing niggas and I'm trapping and I'm fucked up on lean and I'm fat and I'm depressed. And Gucci went through all of that, fucked around, made a horrible decision, went to prison, got his life together in prison, learned his lesson in prison, came out so different and better. People thought he was a clone. Like, just keep it a stack. Like, and I know, like, people want to think, like, oh, they really did clone. I mean, whoever's in charge of the fucking cloning machine, they just decided Gucci was the nigga to clone. Not like Dr. Sebi or somebody, or just, like, a neurosurgeon that can, like, cure brain something. I don't know. They decided to clone Gucci. Okay. For sure. Let's believe they tried to fucking clone. Anyways. But like, he came out of prison, he did his whole thing, and now this is CEO Gucci getting out. He was doing his artist thing still, but then he's a businessman where he wants to focus on his new 1017 label. All the PPP money in the world. It's lit. I'm out of prison. I'm a businessman. I'm helping people from the trenches that I see potential in, like me, that I'm good at going. Excuse me. He's good at going to fucked up environments and finding diamonds and gold and my bad, chat. I'm over here animated and doing too much. But yeah, Gucci was going to the hood and finding artists. So let's just get to some clips and get to the real story we're talking about. So basically, like I said, around 2020, Gucci co-signed Pooh Shiesty, told people to follow him. And then Gucci Man signs Pooh Shiesty because I mean we could talk about the other people and other stuff, but we're gonna get to Pooh Shiesty because of what's going on. But around 2020, Gucci signed Pooh Shiesty, saying, "Follow Pooh Shiesty, my second artist on 1017, or unfollow me. The new 1017. So Icy Gang, South Memphis." So this is where Pooh Shiesty is from, Memphis. If you don't know nothing about Memphis, or you one of my friends from overseas and you don't, Memphis is the trenches. A lot of hoods are in Memphis. A lot of gangster niggas come from. A lot of fly player niggas come from Memphis. Memphis is a dope place. Tennessee is a beautiful place for music. Straight up and down. It's a beautiful place. It's a lovely place. But it does go the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? But I caught a body in my, so this is him quoting Pooh Shiesty's lyrics. I caught a body in my dreams. I slimed a man out in my sleep. Mindset. Follow my new artist ASAP. Pooh Shiesty, Chopper Gang, So Icy Boys. So Chopper Gang is Pooh Shiesty's gang, and So Icy Boys. So now he's Chopper Gang, So Icy. And then someone said right here, "Hey, hold on, is my face in the way of this? I hope it's not. Hey, he bout everything he rapping." And if you never heard Pooh Shiesty lyrics, can I find some Pooh Shiesty? Some quick Pooh Shiesty bars. Do we got any Pooh Shiesty bars? Chat, how y'all doing, man? Are y'all vibing? I hope y'all vibing. Free food. So that was Big Scar. That was Pooh Shiesty's cousin, his blood cousin. I don't know if I can find any bars of Shiesty rapping right now. But yeah, man, this was Pooh Shiesty, fresh out the hood, fresh from signing with Gucci, 1017 chain on. Now, I did want to do a little background on who Pooh Shiesty is, because there was definitely a reason why Gucci Man signed him. And if you ask me, I think Gucci Man signed Pooh Shiesty because he's authentic. He was an authentic street nigga. And from everything he said in his raps, and that's the thing about just like reality rap or drill rap. It's real, and you can kind of hear when you can hear the difference in things people say, the description they go into. It's like they're telling you a story like they seen it, or somebody close to them seen it and they told them. So you can definitely hear it through the music. What the fuck was I about to look up, bro? I completely spaced. Oh, who is Pooh Shiesty? Who is Pooh Shiesty? So to know Pooh Shiesty, you kind of have to know his dad, and his dad is definitely his dad is definitely a part of this. So let me cause that's the thing. I had what, like, before all of this happened, I had let me see if I can find it. I watched a Pooh Shiesty documentary about him and his dad. Pooh Shiesty. I've definitely watched a lot of fucking videos on Pooh Shiesty, but I do want to see if I can find the exact. It was like a documentary about him and his dad. Just documentary. Oh, so yeah, this is a documentary, hip hop history. I hope I can play this, but this is pretty much a.
What happens when a family of real street gangsters and kingpins raises the next generation? When your father is known as Mob Boss, a certified kingpin who built his own record label while running trap houses across Memphis. When your bloodline carries the weight of murder cases, federal drug charges, and a reputation that makes grown men move different in the streets, this is the story of the Williams family, better known as the Shiesty clan. A family so deep in the game that when their youngest son, Pooh Shiesty, started rapping about robbing ops and sliding on them, he wasn't just creating music, he was documenting a lifestyle passed down through generations. From Mob Boss's rise as one of Memphis's most feared kingpins to his gangsta-ass mother that was cheering him on crashing out, the tragic loss of T-P, from street wars that left bodies dropping to federal cases that tore the family apart. This is the untold story of how real gangsters raised a rap superstar who couldn't escape the very streets that made him. Stay locked in, gang, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why Pooh Shiesty never had a choice but to be exactly who he is. This family tree got roots deeper than any rap beef and branches that reach into every corner of Memphis's most dangerous neighborhoods. We're about to expose the real story behind one of hip-hop's most authentic voices. And trust me, the truth is wilder than any song he's ever recorded. Before we dive into the Shiesty family saga, you gotta understand the environment that shaped them. Memphis, Tennessee, specifically South Memphis, ain't just another hood. This city got a murder rate 7 times higher than the national average, with over 102 different gangs operating in a population of just 500,000 people. We're talking about a place where 14,000 residents are confirmed gang members. That's basically a small army spread across neighborhoods separated by railroad tracks that serve as territorial borders. South Memphis, where the Williams family planted their flag, stretches from Midtown all the way to the Mississippi state line. It's one of the oldest and poorest sections of the city, where your life expectancy drops by 20 years just based on your zip code. This is the breeding ground that produced legends like Yo Gotti, Young Dolph, and Moneybagg Yo. But it's also where families like the Williams learned that survival meant being willing to do whatever it takes. In Memphis, you either predator or prey, and the Shiesty family chose their side early. The city sits at the crossroads of 3 states, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Mississippi, making it a perfect hub for interstate drug trafficking. The I-55 corridor runs right through Memphis, connecting Chicago to New Orleans, and every major drug organization in the South has used this route at some point. For a family like the Williams, this geographical advantage was like having a highway to riches, if you were smart enough and ruthless enough to capitalize on it. Memphis also has a unique gang culture. Unlike cities where 1 or 2 major sets dominate, Memphis is home to every national gang you can think of. Bloods, Crips, Gangster Disciples, Vice Lords, plus dozens of smaller neighborhood crews that operate independently. This creates a constantly shifting landscape of alliances and enemies, where today's partner could be tomorrow's target. Lontrell Williams Sr., the man who would become known as Mob Boss, was already making moves in South Memphis when he crossed paths with the woman who would become Pooh Shiesty's mother. Both were products of the same unforgiving streets. Both understood that in their world, loyalty was everything and weakness got you buried. The Memphis of the late 1990s was a different beast than today. The crack epidemic was still raging, and young hustlers like Mob Boss were learning that the drug game could make you rich or dead, sometimes both. He wasn't just some corner boy trying to make it.
So basically, I'm not gonna let all of this play because, of course, y'all can go watch hip hop history and go learn some hip hop history. I'm not sure if all of this is accurate, but it does paint this the picture I just painted y'all. Pretty much,
Homie had vision.
Pretty much, the image they keep showing you of Pooh Shiesty's father right here. This is Pooh Shiesty's father. Now his name, he has the same legal name as Pooh Shiesty. So Pooh Shiesty's father, Lontrell Williams Sr., that is his name. And like they'll tell you in this video, because I've watched it before, basically they're going to tell you that Pooh Shiesty's dad was like, think of Gucci Man. He was a trap nigga. He was a trap nigga in South Memphis, and he ran shit. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much did his thing back in the day, allegedly, because we don't know if this is all true. This is just speculation. I'm guessing. This is speculation by me. He made a whole documentary. I'm just talking about pretty much the shit that go up and down your timeline. But that's what we do here, because we family and we can get down like that. But my boss is like, you don't really get that name. You don't get that nickname unless you could probably run a mob. So allegedly, Pooh Shiesty's father was that nigga, you know what I'm saying, did whatever he did in the streets. His mom, equally same. She's a hustler, you know what I'm saying, ride or die, Jay-Z, Bonnie and Clyde type vibes. South Memphis edition. Like, that's pretty much what this documentary told us. And if that's true, what this documentary is going to tell you is that my boss raised his kids, Pooh Shiesty, and his other son to be just like him and work in the family business, kind of like the Italian mob does. You feel me? Allegedly. So this is the situation that Pooh Shiesty is living in. This is his reality every day. Now, a lot of these white kids who just like the music and pay money to go see these shows and buy the music and all that, and black people do the same. We buy music too. I hate when people say like only white kids and white people go to festivals, they buy merch and tickets. Black people do that shit too. Indian people, Mexican people, everyone does that shit. So basically, this is the reality Pooh Shiesty is living in. He's from the fucking trenches. He's from the hood. His family, from what this documentary told me, his dad been doing this pretty good, pretty well, and they're making pretty good money. Pooh Shiesty and his brother really never wanted for too much, but they're in the street life. This is their reality. This is their life. This is what they had to do to make ends meet. And that's his reality. So we can sit and judge and say, oh, yo, he's dumb for doing this, he's dumb. But if that's not your life, even though we'll get to it. Let's let the doc play a little bit.
Children, something that could survive even if they didn't. To understand Pooh Shiesty, you gotta understand his father. Mob Boss wasn't just playing gangster for the cameras. This man was certified in these streets. His operation was so sophisticated that it took federal agents months of surveillance to even begin understanding how deep his network ran. The nickname Mob Boss wasn't just clever marketing. It was earned through years of moving weight and commanding respect across Memphis. He had connections that reached from the Mississippi Delta to the Arkansas border, using the I-55 interstate as his personal highway for distribution. His network included truck drivers who could move product across state lines, corrupt officials who could provide advance warning of law enforcement activity, and street soldiers who were willing to die for the organization. Mob Boss's approach to the drug trade was methodical and business-minded. He understood that the biggest mistake most dealers make is getting high on their own supply, both literally and figuratively. While other crews were flashy with their money and violent with their enemies, Mob Boss operated more like a CEO than a street thug.
So what this documentary is basically painting, Pooh Shiesty is a product of his environment. He's a product of of really his father. Because if we want to get directly to it, let's just paint what's actually going on in present day. Pooh Shiesty, who was signed by Gucci Man, blew up. Let's just we're gonna. I like visuals. So
he invested in real estate.
Pooh Shiesty got signed by Gucci Man. He blew up with it with hit songs, shit like that. He was popping out here. He had one of the biggest songs in the club. I remember when Back in Blood came out, and I was in a hookah lounge or a bar or a club or some. I was lots of play. I was outside. That shit came on, and that place lost a fucking mind. Everyone in there felt like they was killers. They felt like they was downright savages in there when Back in Blood came out. Like everyone felt like Pooh, Shiesty, McLaren. So Pooh Shiesty blew up. He was a famous rapper at this point. Just, you know what I'm saying? He was a famous rapper. Hold on. I want him signed by Gucci. So I want y'all to hear Pooh Shiesty talking about Gucci, basically. He talked about on $1 million worth of game. I'm sorry. What am I doing, Chad? I'm all over the place right now. It's a lot of information to take in if you don't know anything about this situation. But I like to give a full scope of what's going on. Pooh Shiesty Gucci sign. It was million dollars worth of game. Let's see if I can find a clip. No, I just had the clip too. I think this is it right here. My bad. I don't know why I didn't have it before. But this is Pooh Shiesty speaking about Gucci signing him.
Oh, in the morning. Get up.
I don't give.
Look at my phone. I push something out on me. I said, hell no. I wake up. I get all the way up.
That nigga was in the trenches. He said, I had a bitch laying on. Bitch, get off me. Hold up. Yo, bitch. Yo, Guap just hit me. Yo, I'm out this. I'm finna get another bitch. Hey, that nigga Pooh Shiesty was crazy. He said, yo, bitch, get off me. Gucci just DM me. You know how much pussy I'm about to... But what? Get off me. That's fucking funny. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's like about 3, 4 in the morning. Get up. Look at my phone. I push something out on me. I said, hell no. I wake up. I get all the way up. Look at my phone again. He text me again. He was like, what's up? I text back right there. I was like, what's chopping? He was like, man, I'm rocking with your music, home. You too hard. I instantly put my clothes on, leave. I go to the house. I wake Pops up. You know, there's my manager. Hell no, this ain't real.
Right.
I wake him up. I show him. He couldn't believe he done there sweating. He get to sweat. So look, I text him back. I text him, appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? He was like, who I'm doing it with? I was just like, it's just me and my manager. I don't mess with nobody, no label, we ain't signed none of nothing. Mm-hmm. He sent me his number. He said, FaceTime me. I FaceTime him from there. We talked about like 5 hours. And it was up from there. Yep.
So I want to take time to say, shout out to Gucci man.
Shout out.
You're a real fucking nigga, man. Let me.
It like about 3, 4 in the morning.
So he took this nigga out of the crib. And look at him. Icy. 3, 4 chains on. He that nigga. How'd it go wrong? We gonna figure it out. Let's close some of these. So, like I was saying, Gucci Man signs Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty starts buzzing, Back in Blood get crazy, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, he convinces Gucci to sign his cousin, because they both rappers, they both hard out of Memphis. And Gucci, you know what I'm saying? Gucci got the money for it. Like I told you, it's probably that time with the PPP money. I'm not sure when this video is from. It's just 2024. But
700,000, 800,000, 900,000. That's $1 million right there. That's what I'm willing to invest in my.
Chill. All right. So this is, I think, after basically all his artists leave. This is after Rest in Peace Enchanting passes away. This is after Fujiano goes to jail. This is after Big Scar passes away. Rest in peace. This is after Hot Boy West leaves. This is after K Shade leaves. And this is when Pooh Shiesty's in jail. Still. I think this is Gucci and his wife basically saying he knew artists.
Got the Trump girl right here. All these $100,000 a pop. So look, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, 600,000, 700,000, 800,000, 900,000. That's $1 million right there. That's what I'm willing to invest in my next superstar, because I'm starting a whole new label, fresh. So I said millionaires. So who want to join my new label? Because I'm looking for my next male superstar. Babe, where you at with the count? How much you got over here?
So far, I got 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 8, 9, $1 million. I got $1 million, plus I got some extras that I'm still counting up for the female artists.
So I got $1 million for my next female superstar. I got $1 million for my next male superstar. Who want to join the So Icy Millionaires? Hit my DM right now. Happy 4th of July.
Fuck y'all haters. Ow.
In the world, you got the Trump girl right here.
Now, just me. It's just me speaking. I think that was a super fly video. I'm with my wife. We icy. I put my chain down. It's over here. This is probably like $250. Listen, that's a big ass piece. I don't even know. That could actually be like a $2 million piece. I'm not gonna lie. Could be. This right, the Cuban at it. Jesus. So there's a lot of money in this with my wife. You know what I'm saying? Got the gloves on, shades on. This is fly. This is fly shit. Y'all know exactly how much is right here. This is like at least like 2.5. They took out 2.5 in cash to make this video. So this is Gucci Man announces he's starting a new record label from scratch. He's looking to sign one female artist, one male artist for $1 million each. So Icy Millionaire in the label. His former label 1017 included Pooh Shiesty, Big Scar, Roboy, Fujiano, Enchanting, and K Shade. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, Gucci has the money. So like I was saying, Pooh Shiesty blew up. Back in Blood was going crazy. His height was at an all-time high, and then he still has the mindset from his father. He still has the mindset from South Memphis. He still has the ruthlessness from we didn't get to that part in the documentary, from when he lost his blood brother T to P. We'll get to that real quick. T the. No, excuse me. Respectfully, rest in peace. T the P. Oh, should I just? Who is? Fucking go. I don't know what's going on with that. Can I get to Google? Is my Google working? Oh shit, hold on. You're fucking up, chat. Some shit is going on. Is the stream good though? Look like the stream is good though, chat. While we figure this out, will this load for us? Nothing is loading for us, chat. It's not good. This not good at all, chat. Let's see if we get back to the documentary for a second.
Estate using properties across South Memphis as stash houses and meeting spots. He had legitimate businesses that could explain his income and provide employment for his crew. Most importantly, he understood that the key to avoiding law enforcement was staying below their radar while still generating serious revenue. But Mob Boss's story takes a dark turn in 2004 when he got caught up in one of Memphis's most shocking murder cases. Rebecca Glenn, a 24-year-old radio DJ for Q107.5, was found strangled to death in her apartment. The killer was Stanley Andrews, but according to police reports, Mob Boss was charged as an accessory after the fact. Here's where it gets real twisted. Word on the streets was that Rebecca had been playing Yo Gotti's music on the radio, but refusing to give Mob Boss or his Mob Ties artists any airtime. In the Memphis music scene, radio play was everything. It was the difference between being a local hustler who rapped and being a legitimate artist who could make real money from music. Some say Mob Boss put a hit out on the DJ for the disrespect, though this was never proven in court. What we do know is that after Rebecca's murder, Mob Boss and a woman named Marquita Thomas were caught using the victim's credit cards and helping to sell her stolen possessions. The case sent shockwaves through Memphis. Stanley Andrews' own sister couldn't believe what her brother had done, telling Action News 5 that he called her from jail saying Rebecca went off on him for knocking on her door, so he just snapped. But Andrews showed no remorse, acting like someone who knew exactly what he was doing. The investigation revealed that the Rebecca Glenn case also highlighted the dangerous intersection between Memphis's music scene and its criminal underworld. Radio DJs had real power in determining which artists got exposed. A spot that looked abandoned from the outside but was actually a fully functioning trap house. The location was strategically chosen. Porter Street was a dead-end road in a neighborhood where police presence was minimal and residents minded their own business. The apartment building itself looked run down and uninhabitable, which was exactly the point. Who would suspect that a major drug operation was running out of a place?
Alright, so Chad, they're basically going into the situation where Pooh Shiesty was, his dad was doing his thing, and eventually the feds came in and got him. He went to jail. The mom held it down for him until he got out of jail. But like I was saying before I started that, and I guess the Wi-Fi was acting weird, or just I don't know. But like I was saying, Pooh Shiesty was going crazy. He blew up, and then he still had the same mentality from his dad, Mob Boss. And then he's still doing high-head shit. He's making millions of dollars. He's driving fast cars. But then I think one day he goes to meet up with someone to do like a drug deal. Or I think he's like buying weed or something and like buying sneakers too or something like that. And somehow, some way, the situation goes left. There's a shootout. He speeds away in his $500,000 sports car. That's slime green. That's his thing, slime green. And he ends up going to prison for this.
Now, on just one station, surveillance cameras showing a new view of a violent shootout in a parking lot of a South Florida apartment building. The barrage of bullets sending 2 people to the hospital, and it lands a rapper in jail. 7 Sheldon Fox with the exclusive.
Broad daylight bullets, 2 hit, over $500,000 in exotic cars. All of it on surveillance video obtained exclusively by 7 News from October in ultra-quiet Bay Harbor Islands.
I got that name because I'm fine.
And it involves a recording artist, Pooh Shiesty, except unlike this clip, what happened here was no music video. The footage shows a McLaren sports car, Mercedes Maybach, and another Mercedes pull into this East Bay Harbor Drive condo parking lot. Men from the vehicles eventually get out and meet, and then this. The man in the white shirt has a pistol. The man in the black sweatshirt has a longer gun, and at about the same time, they begin firing before retreating back to the Maybach. The fancy getaway cars speed off, and one of 2 victims then hobbles to the car.
Skyforce 836.
The victims ended up at Aventura Hospital with injuries. But back to the scene for a moment. Police say the famous rapper was in that McLaren.
If I shoot my gun, 300 shots.
Police and prosecutors say Pooh Shiesty was part of the group that ended up in this parking lot that October afternoon where the shots flew, and it happened right across the street from the police department and town hall here in Bay Harbor Islands, and days before an arrest.
The town of Bay Harbor Islands says you're wanted for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon.
He's also charged with armed robbery. Bay Harbor Police names 1 other for aggravated battery in their affidavit, saying the 2 left the state in a private jet. Police also using these Instagram photos, showing Shiesty with an assault-style rifle and cash as part of their case. They say the shooting came as one of the victims tried selling high-end sneakers and marijuana.
Who, they got the right guy?
Sheldon Fox, 7 News.
God damn. So that is the situation that led that, and another club shooting is what led Pooh Shiesty to sit in prison for about 5 years, right? And then Pooh Shiesty, who if you continue to watch this documentary, it shows you pretty much how Mob Boss raised Pooh Shiesty to be a really strong individual, especially after losing his brother T to P. Hold on, let me see if I can pull that up now. So T to P, Terrence Henderson, was a Memphis-based rapper and the older brother of rapper Pooh Shiesty. He was an emerging hip-hop artist known for his 2019 singles and 2021 album Halftime, who passed away February 28th after a battle with brain cancer. So yeah, T to P. I've never heard a T to P song. Honestly, I really have not. I kind of want to.
When he fucked up, I like bad bitch with attitude, got it up.
Boy, for that,
I don't know.
For that can stand you with that dick. Let me fuck some.
I'm telling he stuck up, foot across her neck.
I don't know. I don't think this is 8 months ago. This is not T to P. Sorry to waste y'all time with that shit. I'm sure it's a good song, but that's not T to P. But yeah, T to P was Pooh Shiesty's older brother. Just a tragic way to pass away at the age of 26. That really fucked Pooh Shiesty up and changed, from his words, it changed his view on a lot of things. But his dad raised him very, very militant, and how pretty much Shiesty grew up a gangster, and he grew up into a gangster and started to run his own gang called Chopper Gang. He started to run with different people out of Memphis, most notably Big 30, his right-hand man.
Big. Unlike many young men in their neighborhood, T.P. had the rare combination of street credibility and business sense that could have taken him far. He was the bridge between Mob Boss's old-school approach to the game and the new generation's methods. While his father relied on traditional drug trafficking and territorial control, T.P. understood that the future was in diversification. Music, legitimate businesses, and building wealth that couldn't be seized by law enforcement. Tita P was also deeply involved in Choppa Gang's early operations. He helped plan their most successful licks, provided strategic guidance for their territorial expansion, and served as a mentor for younger members who looked up to the Williams family name. But life in Memphis is unpredictable, and Tita P's story took a tragic turn when he was diagnosed with brain cancer. Travel to specialized facilities, experimental drugs that weren't covered by insurance, and round-the-clock care. That level of disrespect during a time of grief showed Pooh Shiesty exactly what kind of people he was dealing with. It also hardened his heart in ways that would influence about how he moved. This was a legitimate street organization focused on getting money by any means possible, touchable. Choppa Gang spent 3 weeks studying the dealer's operation. They learned.
So, in this documentary, they allege like some like real crazy shit, but even listening to it, it makes a lot of sense, especially with the situation we're going to talk about. And I know it's taking a minute to get there, but take your time. We here for a minute. In this particular thing, he's saying how Pooh Shiesty's gang, they basically watched a grow op or like someone's whole weed operation. They watched how it went down. The dealers, they took notes of everything, and they basically took over their operation, and they went in like super militant, like how like a covert ops mission would be. That's how they're saying they went in there and did all this shit. Like they're saying these South Memphis goons are not just goons. They are damn near paramilitary, nigga.
When he re-upped, where he kept his stash, who provided his security, and what routes he used to transport, responded to these challenges the way his father had taught him, with calculated violence and strategic thinking. He understood that in the streets, reputation was everything. If you showed weakness once, everyone would test you. If you responded with overwhelming force, most problems would solve themselves. He wasn't rapping about a lifestyle he imagined. He was documenting experiences that had shaped his entire worldview. When he talked about sliding on ops, robbing enemies, and staying ready for war, he was speaking from a place of genuine experience. The streets taught Pooh Shiesty that respect is earned through action, not words. That loyalty is more valuable than money. That showing weakness, even for a moment, could get you and everyone you love killed. These lessons would serve him well in the music industry, but they would also create problems that money and fame couldn't solve. The beef between Pooh Shiesty's Choppa Gang and EBG, Everybody Gangster, wasn't just some social media drama. This was a real street war with real consequences.
So they basically go into the Memphis beef that they have in the city, and then let me get to the main shit.
He understood authentic street music better than most executives, having lived that life himself before becoming a rap legend. He saw in Pooh Shiesty the same raw talent and genuine street credibility that had made his own career possible. The signing to 1017 came with a major label deal through Atlantic Records, giving Pooh Shiesty access to resources and promotion that independent artists could only dream of. Suddenly, he had a team of professionals working to maximize his potential and expand his audience. For Pooh Shiesty, the success was validation that his authentic street stories could translate into mainstream success. He wasn't changing his content or softening his image. He was getting paid millions to be exactly who he'd always been. Success brought Pooh Shiesty the kind of money he'd only dreamed about during his days running the streets. His debut mixtape, Shiesty Season, peaked at number 3 on the Billboard 200, selling over 60,000 copies in its first week. Suddenly, the young man from Cane Creek Projects was earning more in a month than most people see in a lifetime. The financial transformation was immediate and dramatic.
I want y'all to make some real versus noise for
Oh shit, my bad, chat. I thought I'd seen some shit, but yeah, nigga. I thought that shit was a roach. It wasn't a roach. It was just something sitting over there. Nigga, I thought that shit was a real roach. But let's go back. That shit took us out of there.
He'd only dreamed about during his days.
So basically, it's pretty much explaining everything I explained Let me see.
Spending as evidence of ongoing criminal activity with photos of diamond. It was a fortress, located in an upscale neighborhood far from the projects where they had grown up. It featured state-of-the-art cars, but the light proven that. The question was hit in the buttocks, the other was shot while trying to run back mentality and his newfound wealth. In his mind, the with the same street mentality that had gotten him out of the projects. He couldn't separate the person who had survived Memphis from the artist who was supposed to represent a better future. Each incident showed a man who had never learned to walk away from conflict. In the streets, backing down from a challenge could get you killed. But in the legitimate world, every confrontation didn't require violence and every slight didn't demand retaliation. The irony was that Pooh Shiesty had achieved everything he had ever wanted: money, fame, respect, and the ability to take care of his family. But the same qualities that had made his success possible were now threatening to destroy it. The Bay Harbor Island shooting resulted in serious federal charges: armed robbery with a firearm, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, aggravated assault with a firearm, and theft. Initially facing up to 20 years in prison, Pooh Shiesty eventually accepted a plea deal that would sentence him to 63 months, just over 5 years. The federal charges were particularly serious because they involved firearms and interstate commerce. The fact that Pooh Shiesty had traveled from one state to another to commit the crimes made them federal offenses, which typically carry harsher sentences than state charges. His lawyer, Bradford Cohen, who had previously defended Lil Wayne and Kodak Black on federal gun charges, tried to discredit the victims' testimonies. The defense pointed out inconsistencies in their stories and questioned their credibility as drug dealers who had been robbed. Cohen argued that the victims were unreliable witnesses because they were involved in illegal drug sales and had motivation to lie about what really happened. He suggested that they might have been trying to rob Pooh Shiesty and that the shooting was actually self-defense. The defense also highlighted the fact that Pooh Shiesty had left $30,000 at the scene, arguing that this proved he hadn't intended to rob anyone. If robbery had been the plan, they argued, he wouldn't have brought so much cash to the meeting. But the prosecution had strong evidence, including surveillance video that clearly showed the shooting and social media posts that linked Pooh Shiesty to the money found at the scene. The case against him was solid, and his legal team eventually advised him to accept a plea deal. The judge initially granted Pooh Shiesty a $30,000 bond, which he posted immediately. He and his associates boarded a private jet and left Florida, but the legal troubles followed him. When he was arrested for the King of Diamonds shooting, his bond was revoked, and he was forced to sit in jail until his trial concluded. The King of Diamonds case added another layer of complexity to his legal situation. Now he was facing charges in multiple jurisdictions for separate incidents, making it much harder to negotiate favorable plea deals. The prosecution in the King of Diamonds case had even stronger evidence, including multiple witnesses and cell phone videos that clearly showed Pooh Shiesty shooting the security guard. The incident had happened in a crowded nightclub with dozens of cameras, making it impossible to deny his involvement. On January 3, 2023, Pooh Shiesty was sentenced to 63 months in federal prison. The judge also ordered 3 years of supervised release, during which he cannot associate with known gang members or co-defendants. He's also required to complete an alcohol treatment programs. The supervised release conditions are particularly restrictive for someone with Pooh Shiesty's background. He's prohibited from associating with any members of Choppa Gang, which includes some of his closest friends and family members. He also cannot travel without permission from his probation officer. For a 23-year-old at the peak of his career, 5 years represents a significant portion of his prime earning years. The hip-hop industry moves fast, and artists who disappear for extended periods often struggle to regain their momentum. The financial impact of his incarceration extends beyond lost earnings. Legal fees for high-profile federal cases can easily reach into the millions, and Pooh Shiesty's team of experienced attorneys didn't come cheap. Federal prison is a different world from the streets of Memphis, but Pooh Shiesty has adapted the same way his family taught him to adapt to any environment. He's used his time to reflect on the decisions that led him there and to plan for his eventual return to society. The federal prison system is designed to break down inmates psychologically and rebuild them according to institutional standards. For someone like Pooh Shiesty, who had never been controlled by anyone, the adjustment was particularly difficult. The daily routine is strictly regimented. Wake-up calls, meal times, work assignments, and recreation periods are all scheduled and monitored. Inmates who violate rules face punishment that can extend their sentences or restrict their privileges. But Pooh Shiesty has found ways to make his time productive. He's been working on new music, writing lyrics, and developing concepts for future projects. The isolation has given him time to think about his craft in ways that weren't possible when he was constantly dealing with street drama and legal problems. Even while incarcerated, Pooh Shiesty has maintained his relevance in the hip-hop world. His team has continued releasing music, including the project Shiesty Season Certified, which features collaborations with Gucci Mane, Lil Durk, and Jack Harlow. The continued success of his music while he's locked up proves that his fan base remains loyal and that his brand is strong enough to survive his absence. Streaming numbers have remained high, and his social media accounts continue to gain followers. The prison experience has also given him perspective on the cycle of violence and incarceration that has affected his family for generations. His father, Mob Boss, served federal time, and now Pooh Shiesty is following the same path. The question is whether he'll be able to break that cycle when he's released. Letters and interviews from prison suggest that Pooh Shiesty understands the gravity of his situation. He's expressed regret for the pain his actions caused to the victims and their families, while also acknowledging that his choices were influenced by a lifetime of conditioning in an environment where violence was normalized. The time in prison has also allowed him to reconnect with his family in ways that weren't possible when he was constantly traveling and performing. Regular phone calls and visits have strengthened his relationships with his parents and surviving siblings, but prison has also hardened him in some ways. The federal system is full of dangerous people, and survival requires constant vigilance. Pooh Shiesty has had to prove himself all over again in an environment where his fame and money mean nothing. Pooh Shiesty's release date is projected for 2027, assuming good behavior and completion of required programs. When he returns to society, he'll face the challenge of rebuilding his career while staying out of trouble. The hip-hop industry will be watching to see if prison changed him or if he'll return to the same patterns that led to his incarceration. His team has worked to maintain his brand and fan base during his absence. But the real test will come when he's back on the streets with access to the same temptations that derailed his career. The music industry has changed significantly during his incarceration. New artists have emerged, streaming platforms have evolved, and fan preferences have shifted. Pooh Shiesty will need to adapt to these changes while staying true to the authentic style that made him famous. His family's influence will likely play a major role in his transition. Mob Boss, now older and presumably wiser, may be able to provide guidance on how to enjoy success without falling back into criminal behavior. His mother's strength and loyalty will continue to be a stabilizing force. The tragedy of Tita P's death serves as a reminder that life is fragile and that the opportunity to build something positive shouldn't be wasted. Pooh Shiesty has the chance to honor his brother's memory by using his platform to create rather than destroy. The supervised release conditions will make his transition more challenging. He'll be prohibited from associating with many of his old friends and will need to build a new support network of people who aren't involved in criminal activity. But Pooh Shiesty also has advantages that many ex-convicts don't have. He has a legitimate career waiting for him, financial resources to support his transition, and a fan base that's eager for his return. If he can stay focused on his music and avoid the temptations of the streets, he has the potential to become even more successful than before. The question is whether he's learned from his mistakes or if he'll repeat the same patterns that led to his downfall. Prison can either rehabilitate or embitter inmates, and only time will tell which effect it's had on Pooh Shiesty. His return will also be closely watched by law enforcement. Any hint of criminal activity will likely result in immediate arrest and a return to prison. The stakes couldn't be higher for his second chance at freedom. The story of the Shiesty family is
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Rewatching this is probably one of the most saddest shits ever. Because this, even if all the stuff previous wasn't true, it's damn near true now. Because while we're all here, we'll just keep it a stack with you. Pooh Shiesty was finally released from prison. Pooh Shiesty dropped his FDO, his first day out, 3 months ago. About 3 to 4 months ago, Pooh Shiesty got out. 3, 4, 5 months ago at least. From a 5-year prison bid. Dropped FDO, and right now it's currently sitting at 50 million views. Not $1 million worth of gang. He went on Perspectives with Big Bank, and he was just excited for Pooh Shiesty to come home and like, yo, I can't wait for this. Gucci's like, yo, we finna go stupid. I can't even imagine what a tour would look like if Pooh Shiesty would have kept his nose clean. Now what am I talking about? So, a couple months ago, we heard a story, and it basically was like, yo, Pooh Shiesty robbed Gucci Mane, took his wedding ring, and took his necklace, took all his jewelry, and forced him to sign Pooh Shiesty's release papers to get off 1017, the label. And it kind of went under the radar. People was like, oh, yeah, whatever. That wouldn't really happen because Pooh Shiesty just got out of prison for 5 years, and you know what I'm saying, he's on papers like that. What, you know, just tabloid gossip, people just making up stuff, just hoping some shit sticks. I thought nothing of it because in my mind, there's no way. There's no way. But it turns out to be 100% true. So let's just push. Let's just get to it, man.
Folks, it's looking like Pooh Shiesty is going to go down as one of the dumbest criminals in human history, one of the most misguided, stupid rappers that threw away possibly the biggest opportunity that anybody has ever had in their life. It is embarrassing, folks. And today, rappers, celebrities, the news, mainstream media is waking up to this news and picking apart the pieces of this sad story. So I'm going to give you guys a big update on the Pooh Shiesty situation today, some of the new information that's come out, some of the reactions, and everybody basically agrees that Pooh Shiesty is one of the most moronic rappers, one of the most moronic millionaires, one of the dumbest drillers that has ever graced a microphone. Okay, so look, here it is. Mainstream media are continuing to report on this. People are trying to get to all of the details about what happened with Pooh and Gucci Mane, and it is just, the details just get more and more ridiculous as time goes on.
We have some new developments tonight as federal investigators are still searching for a 9th suspect in a case involving Atlanta rapper Gucci Mane. Authorities say that he was kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint.
8 people are already under arrest across cities, Memphis, Nashville, and Dallas, after what prosecutors call a coordinated armed takeover. 11 Alive's Angelina Salcido is in Atlanta with more on what was supposed to be a business meeting.
It was never about music. Federal prosecutors say that this was a setup from the very beginning. Prosecutors say that Atlanta rapper Gucci Mane was lured to this music studio by rapper Pooh Shiesty, and what was supposed to be a business meeting immediately turned into an ambush.
If you choose to do this, we will bring you swiftly to justice.
Lured in, then held at gunpoint.
Executed a coordinated armed takeover.
January 10th at a recording studio on Dallas Parkway. Radrick Davis, who's better known as Atlanta rapper Gucci Mane, agreed to meet rapper Pooh Shiesty. The Memphis rapper, legally known as Lontrell Williams Jr., was signed to Gucci's record label 1017.
Williams Jr. and 8 co-conspirators, several of whom traveled from Memphis, Tennessee, executed a coordinated armed takeover.
Prosecutors say Williams wanted to get out of his contract and brought a group with him to that meeting, including Memphis rapper Big 30, also identified as Rodney Wright Jr.
Williams Jr. produced an AK-style pistol and forced one of the victims to sign a release from the recording contract at gunpoint. The remaining conspirators displayed firearms and robbed the other victims of Rolex watches, jewelry, cash. One of the victims was actually choked by one of the defendants to the point point of near unconsciousness.
Pictures tracked down by the DOJ show the suspects flexing stolen jewelry, Rolex watches, and cash on social media. 8 of the 9 suspects are now under arrest after surveillance video, cell phone data, and tracking devices helped identify them. In Memphis Wednesday, federal agents were seen at Pooh Shiesty's home. Those arrested with him include his own father, Lontrell Williams Sr., caught on surveillance video at the recording studio. They all face federal charges of kidnapping and conspiracy.
No matter who you are, we will fight every day alongside our partners to make our communities safer.
And tonight, the Department of Justice in Texas tells us that they're working with federal investigators here in Georgia to try and find this 9th suspect. We did reach out to federal officials here in Georgia. They said that they're declining to comment on this pending investigation.
That's pretty much what happened, yo. Pooh Shiesty did not want to be in his contract. A lot of people are saying the reason it had to go down like this is because allegedly when Pooh Shiesty's cousin Big Scar passed away from a drug overdose, and they're saying Gucci offered to pay for the funeral but only sent $10K. I'm guessing the funeral was a lot more than that. Gucci sent $10K. They said they got it. Some people said they didn't get it. And they were upset about that. But what, from our understanding, pushed them over the limit is when, allegedly, they're saying Gucci Mane asked for Big Scar's chains back after he seen like his younger brother, who's also a rapper, wearing his chains, and it's like, yo, I gave that to him. Why are you wearing his chains? You're not 10-17. I signed your brother, not you. That's what they're saying it stemmed from. So we're gonna see what Big Scar's sister says.
Fuck up out of here, bitch. My brother just passed away, ho. He deserved way more than what Gucci put in. Fuck is you talking about, some flowers and $10K? He ain't pay for no funeral. He put towards the funeral, but he ain't pay for it. He said that he was gonna pay for the funeral, and he ain't do that. But it was gonna get paid for regardless. He want all 4 chains back. He ain't getting no fucking... Girl, fuck them receipts. Don't nobody give a fuck about them receipts showing no $20K. I'm telling y'all what the fuck I seen. It's on a receipt for $10K that we get. What the fuck? She just trying to clear up her husband's name, and he ain't trying to come to us and talk to us as a man. He ain't trying to come and talk to us as a man. He ain't called my daddy phone about shit. He ain't called my daddy phone about shit. And then he blocked us. We ain't money hungry. We don't need his motherfucking money, because it was going to get paid regardless if he would have sucked that $10K or not. The fuck is wrong with y'all? And we keeping them chains. He not getting them chains back. My brother earned them motherfucking chains. Fuck up out of here, bitch. My brother just passed away, ho. He deserved way more than what Gucci put in.
So that's what Big Scar's sister had to say. I think this is his brother who was wearing the chains at the funeral.
Look, y'all tell Whopper, tell him I ain't trying to blemish no nigga image or none of it. I probably was misinformed about some shit. But you hear me, y'all gotta realize that's my brother, like. That's my brother. I ain't finna just let no anything go on, you hear me? Hold on. Who it is? Yeah, he sent the 10K, like he ain't have to do that, you know what I'm saying? He ain't have to do that. He did that, and Atlanta sent the other 10K. But you hear me, I ain't trying to blemish your image, none of this shit, bro. I'm just, you hear me? That's just my brother. I'm going in how you would go about your brother. Look, y'all tell Whopper, tell him I ain't trying to blemish no nigga image or none of it. I probably was.
So his brother basically apologized for something he said. I think this was the first video.
Big Scar passed away on December 22nd, 2022, and this shocked the whole music industry. But on Sunday, January 8, 2023, a video surfaced. Big Scar's best friend took this IG, saying Gucci Mane lied about paying for Big Scar's funeral and texted the family asking for his 10-17 chains back. Big Scar's sister took to her IG as well, with a picture of her wearing the chain, with a caption that read, "Get it back in blood." Gucci Mane's wife Keisha was not going for this and took to her IG showing pictures and receipts of everything they bought for Big Scar's funeral. Fans were even confused. One fan called the funeral home and asked them did Gucci Mane pay for the funeral.
Did Gucci pay for their funeral?
Sir, we can't disclose that. You'll have to talk to the young man's parents.
No, Gucci wife put their receipt up there. We just trying to find out.
Big Scar passed away on.
So pretty much that's what went down between Big Scar's family, which is Pooh Shiesty's family. So when Pooh Shiesty wanted out of his contract, it seems in his mind that was the only way to go about it, especially if you tried to do my cousin like that. And unfortunately, while Pooh Shiesty was in jail, this is when his cousin passed away. So Pooh couldn't say goodbye to him, and I'm sure he had to sit on those emotions while he was in prison for a long time, and this was the outcome. So a lot of information has come out. The indictment, well, not the indictment yet. Allegedly, let's just Pooh Shiesty. It's gonna be the first thing that pops up. Long crime. Let's go to long crime.
We have a bombshell new legal case on our hands. The alleged robbery and kidnapping of rapper Gucci Mane.
This case should serve as a warning to others who believe that using violence and intimidation tactics to rob others in our community is a viable way to conduct business. I'm here to say that it is not, and that if you choose to do this, we'll bring you swiftly to justice.
Wait until you hear not only the allegations, but the evidence, surveillance, Instagram accounts, fingerprints. It is something to say the least. We have the criminal complaint that lays out everything, and we're gonna break it all down for you right now. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Okay, I have to share this. Some really exciting news, okay? We have spent so much time together here at Law and Crime obsessing over every wild twist, late night case that we wanted to find a way to get you even closer. Kidnapped by other rappers? So, District of Texas, Ryan Rabel.
One of the individuals that's been charged has not had his initial appearance yet, but agents are actively working to locate and bring him to court.
I wanted to touch on that actually. Eric Bushman with KRLD. Since there's one person you're still trying to get to come in, I guess it's not an arrest because it's initial appearance. You had said that you're trying to work out. Because you're going public with this, are you afraid at all that that's going to hinder eventually getting an individual in?
Agents are working to find him. The complaint has already been unsealed, and a number of these defendants have had their public hearing already, their initial appearance, and so it's already out there that this individual has been charged, and so that information is in the public record. But I trust that the agents will be able to identify this person and find them and bring them to justice. Of course, that person can turn themselves in immediately.
And I have a 32-page criminal complaint that was filed in the United States District Court for the Northern District of Texas that I'm going to break down for you as simply as possible. I want you to know the allegations, the potential evidence, the parties, okay? Gives you an idea about what this case is about. And I got to say this before I even get into it. You're going to understand after I go through this why these individuals were arrested in light of this alleged evidence, but all of them are innocent until proven guilty. I got to say that because, again, you're going to listen to this and you might be saying, wow, the evidence against them is arguably really bad, but nothing has been proven as of yet. Okay, with that caveat, let's get into it. So this is an affidavit. It is a sworn statement from an FBI special agent in support of a criminal complaint. And this is the statement of probable cause that crimes were committed. Okay? It starts by claiming that on January 10th, 2026, the victims, who are only identified by initials, by the way, and they include RD, which we have to assume is Gucci Mane, because his real name is Radrick Davis, they say they were robbed and kidnapped at gunpoint at a music studio in Dallas, Texas. Now, there was apparently a scheduled meeting between RD and suspect Lontrell Williams Jr., and apparently this hip-hop artist is known as Pooh Shiesty, and he was reportedly signed to RD's record label 1017 Records. Now, this meeting was reportedly about a contract dispute. This is again according to prosecutors. And it seems that Williams Jr. wanted out. So the affidavit claims that when RD and the other alleged victims in this case and others go into this office building, they realize it's closed. So Williams Sr., this is apparently Williams Jr.'s father, was apparently trying to book a recording studio that day for his son and for RD to record music. Williams Sr. was apparently talking to this unidentified individual just known as JN, another player in this, who owns the studio. It's inside this office building. So now you get the geography, what we're talking about here. So the affidavit includes apparent stills from surveillance footage that arguably shows William Sr. speaking to someone on the phone outside the building. I'm going to give you a little preview here. There are a lot of stills in this criminal complaint. And by the way, that helps corroborate the details. It helps corroborate the timeline. It helps corroborate the events that are laid out when you have purportedly time-stamped stills of this surveillance video. Now, an assistant reportedly arrives to help with production at 3:39 p.m. that day, and the affidavit claims that this father and son duo, the Williams, is arguing with somebody on the phone, okay? They're arguing. And I'm going to read you this verbatim. Quote, at approximately 3:43 p.m., Williams Jr. and Williams Sr., Wright, Johnson, Waters, Rogers, Gibson, Glover, and McDaniel entered the east side of the office building. The target suspects walked through the lobby area of the office building before going inside the studio. One individual with a dreadlock hairstyle, later identified as Gibson, can be seen on video exiting the office building and shortly thereafter returning with a bag slung over his shoulder. Again, embedded in this complaint are the apparent surveillance stills, okay? Now, the affidavit claims they go into the studio where the victims were, the alleged victims were, and there are stills, by the way. They included the studio lobby, the control room, the recording room. And at one point, it is alleged that Williams Jr., who was, by the way, I was blown away by this detail, was allegedly wearing an ankle monitor, okay, goes to speak to RD privately about the contract. I'll talk about the ankle monitor in a second. But there is allegedly an argument, and it ends up with Williams Jr. being accused of taking out a black AK-style pistol and pointing it at RD, allegedly demanding he sign the contract release paperwork. Now, RD allegedly complied, signed it. Again, we're assuming this is Gucci Mane. And there is the claim that RD, seemingly Gucci Mane, was not allowed to leave as he was being held at gunpoint. There are allegations that Wright allegedly recorded RD signing the paperwork and being forced to say he released Williams Jr. from the contract. And then afterwards, it's alleged that Williams Jr. took RD's wedding ring and watch and earrings and cash. I do wonder if they have that video. Okay, I do wonder if they have that. But I'm going to read you verbatim again from the complaint. Waters, Rogers, Johnson, Glover, McDaniel, and Gibson produced handguns or AR-AK-style pistols and began to demand property from BP and MM. BP was pushed onto a couch in the control room while an individual known to BP as CMO Dam Pooh and part of Williams Jr.'s crew searched his pockets and stole his wallet. BP's chain and a necklace were stolen from his neck. McDaniel threatened to shoot BP for moving, but Williams Jr. instructed McDaniel not to. MM was choked from behind to the point of nearly losing consciousness during the kidnapping and robbery, resulting in scratches on his neck and wrist. Now, embedded in the complaint are what appear to be photos seemingly showing cuts or abrasions on MM's neck and wrist, and there is a claim that his wallet and watches and a Louis Vuitton bag and headphones were stolen. And if you're wondering about the security, right, didn't they have security with him? Well, the claim is that the victim's security realized they were outnumbered and outgunned. Goes on to say, quote, RD was pushed onto the couch in the control room, again, we're talking seemingly about Gucci Mane, causing the victims to believe they were going to be executed. Williams Jr. placed the barrel of a firearm to the back of BP's head and ordered him and RD to leave the control room in the studio through the...
This shit's getting fucking wicked, bro. Let's go back, because they showed the studio, right? So
apparently talking to this unidentified individual just known as JN, another player in this, who owns the studio.
right
it's
here.
inside this office building. So now you get the geography, what we're talking about here. So the affidavit includes apparent stills from surveillance footage that arguably shows William Sr. speaking to someone on the phone outside the building. I'm going to give you a little preview here. There are a lot of stills in this criminal complaint. And by the way, that helps corroborate the details. It helps corroborate the timeline. It helps corroborate the events that are laid out when you have purportedly time-stamped stills of this surveillance video. Now, an assistant reportedly arrives to help with production at 3:39 p.m. that day, and the affidavit claims that this father and son duo, the Williams, is arguing with somebody on the phone. Waters, identified as Gibson, victims were. And there are stills, by the way. They included the studio lobby, the control room, the recording.
So that was the control room.
They included the studio lobby, the control.
I think this is the control room. So if they were in the control room, this would be the couch. Did they say that they put him on the couch in the control room or in the studio?
Room, the recording room. And at one point, it is alleged that Williams Jr., who was, by the way, I was blown away by this control room in the studio through the web.
Pushed onto the couch in the control room. So they're saying Gucci was pushed. So that red couch we just seen, chat. That's the couch they're talking about. Let's go back. Okay, man, we just had it, chat. Oh, and I'm sorry to my live viewers. I don't know what's going on with the stream. It's saying that it stopped. I don't know why it keeps stopping. I don't know what I played for them to just cut my shit. But we'll figure it out.
And at one point, it is alleged that Williams Jr., who was, by the way, I was blown away by this detail, was allegedly wearing an ankle monitor. Karen can be seen on black hairstyle, Sin Glover laid out.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find
side
I
of
love
the office
visuals.
building. The target suspect.
My bad, chat. I love visuals, so I'm trying to find like the actual picture so we can all picture it together. It just adds like the holy shit factor for me to everything. Damn, where the fuck is this? I thought it was like at 6. Okay, I think it's like at 6 something.
9 p.m. that day, and the affidavit claims that this father and son duo, the Williams, is arguing with somebody on the phone. Okay, they're arguing. And I'm going to read you this verbatim. Quote, at approximately 3:43 p.m., Williams Jr. and Williams Sr., Wright, Johnson, Waters, Rogers, Gibson, Glover, McDaniel, entered the east side of the office building. The target suspects walked through the lobby area of the office building before going inside the studio. One individual with a dreadlock hairstyle, later identified as Gibson, can be seen on video exiting the office building and shortly thereafter returning with a bag slung over his shoulder. Embedded in this complaint are the apparent surveillance stills. Okay? Now, the affidavit claims they go into the studio where the victims were, and there's stills, by the way, they include the studio lobby, the control room, recording room.
Yeah, it was right there. It was right there, chat. It was right there. We found it. We found it. We're not gonna forget it now. So the 6:54. Let's go back a little.
Victims were. And there are stills, by the way. They included the studio lobby, the control room.
This is the control room. So if this is what they're talking about when they say they had RD and the other dude against the couch,
surveillance,
like thrown on the couch.
Now the affidavit claims they go into the studio.
So that couch, we're going to stop it there. But they're saying they Shiesty and them had Gucci and the other dude pushed on the couch right here. And they thought they were going to be executed. They thought they was finna paint the fucking wall red on the red couch. Nigga, what? Yo, this shit is fucking nuts, bro. I'm not going to hold you, bro. Let's go back to what he was saying. That's crazy to me. It says RD, this Roderick Davis, that's Gucci, was pushed onto the couch in the control room, causing the victims to believe they were going to be executed. Williams Jr. placed, oh my God, Pooh Shiesty placed the barrel of a firearm to the back of BP's head. and ordered him and Gucci to leave the control room and the studio through the west entrance of the office building. And then Gucci instructed the cameraman and the other dude, the cameraman and his security, to escort them to their vehicle. As the victims left, MM turned to Williams Jr. So this is the cameraman, turned to Shiesty and asked him if they were really taking his watches. Dang, you only cared about the watches? It's crazy.
Williams Jr. placed the barrel of a firearm to the back of BP's head and ordered him and RD to leave the control room and the studio through the west entrance of the office building. RD then instructed CW and TD to escort them to their vehicle. As the victims left, MM turned to Williams Jr. and asked him if they were really taking his watches. Based on later recovered surveillance video footage, the target suspects left the studio and the office building through the east entrance at approximately 4:48 p.m. And from there, the affidavit lays out the photos of the alleged suspects purportedly leaving the building and also the cars that were believed to be connected to them traveling northbound. Now, how did they find the alleged suspects? So this is really interesting. We're going to start with vehicle identification. So the affidavit claims that Wright's father owns a 20. So this is really interesting. The car surveillance. Williams Jr. placed the barrel. Based on later recovered surveillance video footage, the target suspects left the studio and the office building through the east entrance at approximately 4:48 p.m. And from there, the affidavit.
So this right here is them escorting Gucci and his people out of the actual recording studio.
Lays out the photos of the alleged suspects purportedly leaving the building and also the cars that were believed to be connected to them traveling northbound. Now, how did they find the alleged suspects? So this is really interesting. We're going to start with vehicle identification. So the affidavit claims that Wright's father owns a 2020 Dodge Charger Hellcat with Tennessee plates. The authorities apparently use license plate readers to track the Charger following another car, a Dodge Ram. We're talking about 2:18 p.m. on January 10th. And they claim that that Dodge Ram looks like the one on surveillance video near the crime scene later that afternoon. They apparently used license plate readers to also link the Charger traveling very close to a white Buick Enclave, and using rental records, they determined that the Enclave was rented by Williams Sr. Let's go to electronic location monitoring. Remember when I said the ankle monitor for Williams Jr.? Well, apparently, he was serving a sentence for federal drug and weapons charges. Home detention, had to wear an electronic monitoring device. So they're able to use location data from that device to seemingly track his apparent movements near the crime scene. And then the affidavit claims that Williams Sr. and Williams Jr. went to a Staples store earlier in the day. Why? The allegation is to print off the contractual release paperwork, which again was a key part of this whole alleged dispute and incident. Now, the feds say surveillance video and GPS data put them there. Cell phone records. You know these are always key in a criminal investigation, right? I'm going to read you verbatim what it says. Stay with me. This is a big part. Investigators obtained cell phone records for Williams Jr., Williams Sr., Wright, Johnson, Waters, Rogers, and Gibson, and telematics location data and records for the Dodge Charger Hellcat and the Dodge Ram. Records indicate Wright, Johnson, Waters, Rogers, and Gibson traveled together from Memphis, Tennessee to Dallas, Texas in the Dodge Charger Hellcat and the Dodge Ram. They left Memphis on January 8, 2026 and arrived in Dallas in the early morning hours of January 9, 2026. The data from Glover's electronic monitoring device aligns with these cell phone records. On January 10, 2026, from approximately 2:28 p.m. to approximately 2:46 p.m., Williams Jr., Williams Sr., Wright, Johnson, Waters, Rogers, Gibson, the Dodge Charger Hellcat, and the Dodge Ram were in the area of the Windrose Tower, a location Williams Jr. resided prior to moving. They all traveled together to the area of a fenced location, meaning the crime scene, arriving at approximately 3 p.m. The data from Williams Jr.'s electronic monitoring device and location information for the Buick Enclave align with the cell phone records. Williams Jr., Williams Sr., Wright, Waters, Rogers, Gibson, the Dodge Charger Hellcat, and the Dodge Ram traveled together from the area of the offense location, leaving at approximately 4:50 p.m. to the area of the Star in Frisco, Texas, arriving at approximately 5:07 p.m. Look how exact this is. Williams Jr., Williams Sr., Wright, Johnson, Waters, Rogers, and Gibson utilized towers with coverage that includes the Star until approximately 9:30 p.m. The data from Williams Jr.'s electronic monitoring device and location information for the Buick Enclave aligned with the cell phone records. Wright, Johnson, Waters, Rogers, Gibson, the Dodge Charger Hellcat, and the Dodge Ram, I have to keep repeating it because I think it's important that you identify the different parties here and the different sources of location, traveled together from the area of the Star in Frisco to the area of the Comfort Inn, where they remained overnight. Williams Jr. and Williams Sr. remained in the area of the Star overnight. Goes on to say, cell phone records indicate that on January 13, 2026, Wright, Johnson, and Waters traveled together with the Dodge Ram from Dallas, Texas to Memphis, Tennessee. So, if these allegations are true...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. We didn't even need to listen to that to know how fucking cooked these niggas are.
You are seeing firsthand.
These niggas took all their phones with them. They took their personal vehicles. To a crime. And they knew they were going to because they got you stopping at Office Depot to print out paperwork that you were gonna force Gucci Mane to sign at gunpoint. Why? And they know you was there because you have an ankle monitor along with the phone. So it's like, hey, we got your ankle monitor in the same position that all these people who just went in this studio and did. Like, this is like the easiest case. This shit's crazy.
And in detail how difficult it is in 2026 in an urban environment to commit a crime and not be tracked. This is a digital world. Digital prosecution, and it can be very tough for defense attorneys to argue against the reliability of this data, particularly if you're combining different forms of data, cell phone with surveillance, with GPS monitoring, right? But you heard the Comfort Inn, by the way, according to the affidavit. The Comfort Inn records confirm, or allegedly confirm, that Gibson paid for 4 rooms at the hotel. So now you have financial records, documentation. Investigators reviewed surveillance footage from the Comfort Inn and observed Wright, Johnson, Waters, Rogers, Gibson, Glover, McDaniel inside the Comfort Inn, all clad in clothing similar to what the suspects in the kidnapping and robbery appeared to be wearing. And in the affidavit are literal side-by-side comparisons of the alleged players, what they were seemingly wearing at the crime scene versus what they were seemingly wearing at the Comfort Inn. Again, all allegations, but you see why this is building up. Now, there's also a section about how investigators found prints, so we're talking fingerprints, latent prints, of Gibson and Rogers on these red Solo cups too that were apparently left at the crime scene. We move on to social media. This one's next level, okay? So apparently investigators compare the descriptions of Williams Jr. from the victims, like how they described him, to an Instagram account at Pooh Shiesty. And investigators say it shows a match. And they end up doing that for Williams Sr. and Wright and Waters, and how even there are photos apparently of them together online, and how they even match state IDs with these accounts too. And I gotta call out Rogers here. Quote, On surveillance footage from the offense location, the individual believed to be Rogers can be seen exiting the building carrying what appears to be the Louis Vuitton bag reportedly stolen. On January 15, 2026, so just a few days later, Rogers posted a video on @DamnFool375 showing him wearing a Rolex GMT Master 2 with an oyster steel band that appears visually similar to the watch stolen.
Gang, your Instagram name is Damn Fool? What the fuck, gang? Yo.
From who provided investigators with photographs, a receipt, and the serial number for the stolen watch. Additional posts showing Glover with a Rolex that appears identical to the one stolen from stating he got a new rope, believed to be slang for watches or necklaces. January 19th, 2026, videos of Glover wearing a necklace with a 1017 pendant that appears identical to the one stolen from BP. So the allegation being you didn't only steal all this, you flaunted it. Now, defense attorneys would say, not the same necklace, they own this. These are kind of rare items, though, particularly if you're talking about that Rolex. And I'm sure they could have a dispute about whether or not these items were actually stolen or not. But again, timing, circumstances, the potential rarity of these items, something to keep in mind. Innocent until proven guilty, problematic. Now, something else that I have to note that may be used as evidence later.
I don't even think we need to go through all of this. But, pretty much, as most of you already know and are calling it, this is the crash out of the century. Pooh Shiesty, who hasn't done a show since he was released from prison, hasn't released an album or a mixtape, has only released one song and probably like 2-3 features. Got out for like what seems like a month or two just to commit another crime and possibly have to sit down for the rest of his life. One of the most saddest things I had seen was this. It was Pooh Shiesty basically put on his Instagram story. This was his main goal. A dream family compound in Texas. He wanted a house like this. He wanted a compound like this where he could have all of his friends and family living on a compound with him. And the fucked up part, this was $11 million. Now, Shiesty probably, when he got out, Lord knows how much he may have had just saved. But what I do know for an undoubtable fact, I know if he would have kept his nose clean and he would have got out of the halfway house or wherever he was living, he would have ran up a generational bag. He would have generated in one summer, I believe he could have ran up 50 mil plus. He could have easily ran up at least 25 mil. Maybe 50 mil is a stretch. He could at least ran up 25 mil this summer. Endorsements, music, shows. You were the face of what street rap was. It was no longer Gucci. It was no longer Jeezys. No longer T.I. It's not Dolph. It's not Dirk. It's not Baby. It's not Thug. It's not YFN Lucci. It's not anyone. It is Pooh Shiesty. You was the only nigga that was out free that we really truly believed. Yo, if you play with him, he will shoot you. He will risk his entire career and shoot you in the fucking face if you play with him. And he proved us right. Shiesty was not to be fucked with. Just the same way we watched that documentary. Shiesty is not. He was raised differently. His circumstance was different. How he went about things were different, and we clearly see that. And it just sucks because this is literally having everything you want in the palm of your hand. All you have to do is what you've been preparing for the last 5 years in prison. Getting out and living a dream that many would kill for. Who knows? Maybe Shiesty is even killed for this life. He could have possibly taken a life to get where he is right now. You have another chance at, like, some people don't even have one chance to make it out of their situation and their circumstances and change generational curses into blessings. Your father blessed you with a lot, with knowledge, with game. God spared you your life throughout all your street trials and tribulations. I'm sure he's been in shootouts. And God spared your life. You were facing a very long time in prison. You copped out, plead out, yo, I'll take this. And you had to sit down for 5 years while you were at the hottest. Got back out and got right to that point and possibly even past it. And all because of ego and pride. And maybe it's not. Maybe he felt that strongly about his cousin. And that you really tried to play with him. Especially knowing you signed him because of me. It was really a favor to me. And when I'm in jail and he passed away, you pump fake and pay for the funeral. Or you say you're going to pay for the whole thing, you pump fake. You say you're going to pay for the whole thing, you pump fake, send this. It's not enough. And maybe Gucci thought, like, ain't no damn funeral, 50 band, 100 band. And he's thinking like a businessman, like, yo, I'm going to do what I can. I don't have to do this, but here. And then to ask for the chains back, allegedly, it kind of feels like insult to injury. And then in the streets, you could take that as disrespect. One would probably interpret that as disrespect. But we in the music game. We in the millions upon millions game. Maybe millions is something just money. Sometimes money, some people aren't moved by that. You could say, yeah, I give you this, that conversation when people be like, yo, would you suck a dick for $5 million? And a 99.99999% of people would suck whatever dick you put in front of them for a guaranteed $5 million. Sometimes money don't move people. Some people in this world stand on morals and principles. And if you cross that, then there's no ifs, ands, or buts what I'm going to do. And it's already destined and preordained because you're stuck in that. You don't have any wiggle room on certain things. And that's what this seems like it is, because the conversation online is like, yo, Gucci snitching, yo, because in some of the paperwork it does say that RD gave this information. RD provided this, and that. That's what it's saying in the paperwork. Now, we don't know. This could be a different RD. It could be a different Roderick Davis. It could be Ray Daniels who was there. We don't know. But I think it's absolutely fucking ridiculous when you make it like, oh, like, this is Gucci has been through a decade of drugs, addiction, jail, police, and just bad shit. He has a wife. He has multiple kids. He has young kids that he's raising. Gucci's been through so much. Gucci has seen a lot of his peers die. He's seen Dolph pass away. He's seen his artists pass away. He's seen his close friends pass away. He's taken life. He's been to the feds. He had to sit down. How long was Gucci in jail? This will tell me. Gucci served roughly 2 years in federal prison from 2014 to 2016 for a firearm by a convicted felon. That's 2 years. Pooh Shiesty served approximately 3 years in federal prison. He was sentenced to about so Pooh Shiesty technically served more time in the feds than Gucci Mane did. And Gucci learned his fucking lesson off of 2 years. Shiesty, you was in there at the top of your career after Gucci Mane, someone who's been literally in your shoes. He knows what prison is like. Gucci, I know Gucci was so hurt. Just like, I'm sure Gucci never expected that. Because it's like, bro, I came and got you. I seen potential in you, dog. I hit you like a real nigga does and say, yo, I fuck with what you doing. I want to help in some way. And he did that. And he pushed you. You had natural talent. And he put that on a world stage. Now, who's to say Yo Gotti wouldn't have signed Pooh Shiesty out of Memphis? Who's to say Young Dolph wouldn't have signed Pooh Shiesty out of Memphis? Who's to say QCP, Coach K, wasn't going to sign Pooh Shiesty out of South of Memphis? We don't know. But you know who did? Gucci did. I know Gucci never seen this coming. He probably just wanted to be like, man, I told you, young nigga, I told you that Fed shit ain't no joke. He probably wanted to share stories with him. Nigga went to go get alcohol. Nigga did a liquor store run to come chop it with you. And you put the Drake in his face? You pull out a fucking AK-47 style gun and put it to my head. I've heard stories of niggas want to get out of their contract and Gucci's like, alright, I ain't gonna stop you from making money. The fuck? I remember he said that shit with a lot of his artists. It's just I don't like the narrative of people saying like that's a different Gucci. How long do I gotta be Gucci till it killed. Being Gucci damn near almost killed Gucci. My nigga's he's bipolar, schizophrenic. Gucci Mane is diagnosed bipolar schizophrenic. He has episodes? He takes medicine. Why would he want to go back to that lifestyle of drinking and popping pills and doing all that crazy shit when he could go into a bipolar episode? Once you know, it's like, yo, once you know, you do better. But Shiesty was talking all this good shit in the XXL interview when he got out. Yo, I'm doing this, I'm working on new music. No, nigga. You acting like a kid. You playing GTA at the crib. You playing GTA. Yo, I seen the most fucked up, funny, not funny shit on the internet. They said, nigga, Shiesty gonna be in prison while we playing fucking GTA 6. That nigga was playing GTA 5 online with his niggas. And now he won't even be home to play GTA 6, nigga. Ain't that a bitch? Someone else said, yo, God sure have a sense of humor because Pooh Shiesty going to jail. They saying Pooh Shiesty going back to prison. Gucci Mane snitching and 6ix9ine is getting out of prison at the same time. Pooh Shiesty going into jail again for being about that street life, and 6ix9ine getting out of prison. Shit's bro, you cannot make this shit up. But of course we're gonna follow along with this situation. I don't want to keep going on because we got a few other things to talk about before I get out of here, because it is getting a little late and I got shit to do tomorrow. It's 404 day in the A. Happy 404 day. There's a lot of shit going on in the city. Most definitely, let's get to some other shit while we can. Oh, do we want to? I want to cover Tiger Woods so bad, but I want to cover something that I seen come up when I was just starting. If my shit would load, maybe I can get rid of some of these Gucci Mane, Pooh Shiesty shit. So much of their shit is going on. Let's see if I can refresh this. If we can get shit going. This shit is crazy, bro. They got this picture of Shiesty looking at the money. Like, y'all, shit's crazy, man. I seen this shit. I wanted to hear what she had to say. Because the headline reads, Jada Pinkett Smith speaks on no matter how hard Will tried to make her happy, it didn't work. Okay, let's see what she gotta say.
His responsibility to make you happy. He can't. It's impossible. But it took me forever. Hard-headed, stubborn, because that romantic idea. And that's why I talk about checking the boxes. It's like, I did everything I was supposed to do. You get to have your dream. How come I'm not having mine? And that's because Will was doing what he wanted to do.
He was making himself happy.
He was making himself happy.
And he says that to you, doesn't he? He says, when you separate, he says he wants you to go and...
He's like, go, make yourself happy. It is not his responsibility to make you happy. He can't. It's impossible. But it took me forever. Hard-headed, stubborn, because that romantic idea. And that's why I talk about checking the boxes. It's like, I did everything I was supposed to do. You get to have your dream. How come I'm not having mine? And that's because Will was doing what he wanted to do.
He was making himself happy.
He was making himself happy.
And he says that to you, doesn't he? He says, when you separate, he says he wants you to go and...
He's like, go, Go make yourself happy. It is not his.
This clip, the headline was out of context, so it made me think that Jada was on some evil witch shit. But she's basically just saying Will was doing everything to make her happy, but true happiness comes from within. You have to be happy with yourself and what you're doing in life. You have to feel fulfilled within yourself, because if you don't feel fulfilled within yourself, then nothing anyone else could do will make you genuinely happy. There are little pacified things that make people like they give the idea happy, like, oh, you got me a gift, oh, you got me this, or oh, you got me some food, or you thought about me when you did this, or you took me here and did this. But like, you're still like in a bad mood. Like, you can do the nicest shit for people. Like, you can be really thoughtful and considerate. You can be like, you can like enter a conversation with like happiness and joy and like excitement to talk to somebody, and they respond to you with such like negative energy because they could be having like a bad day. And that's like, damn, like, I came at you with such great energy. I thought you were going to reciprocate. I thought my good energy was going to bounce off you, and I was going to get some rays of sunshine too. Excuse me, I was going to get some rays of sunshine too. But then it's like, oh, damn, what the fuck? Your energy's dark and down, and I don't want to even be around you. Like, it seems like that what was going on with Will and Jada, and I don't know at this point if they're even in a better space, but is it our business? Sometimes, but yeah, no, I thought Jada was on some whole other shit, but like I said, 6ix9ine was officially released from prison. He was at Brooklyn MDC. That's where Diddy is. Where Diddy was locked up. This is 6ix9ine. First day out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. MDC, look. Hold on. Right at the gate. Heavenly Father. You know that. Thank you. Oh, by the way, while you open that, look, 101, Maduro signed it. Maduro, 2nd of April, Venezuela forever. 6ix9ine, 101 edition.
Yo, look. No, you got to bring you back.
Sheesh. Sheesh. That shit is hard. Hold on, put it on the floor.
Yeah.
Right?
Where's that? Is that?
There's a federal floor right here. How you take it up?
Hold up.
Oh my God.
Put that hair back. That hair back.
Put it on top of it. Oh, put the pendant on. How
Yeah.
you go?
Nah,
that shit hard. You see? This shit is gas. I ain't gonna lie.
Nah,
bro.
Shit. That boy looking like 6ix9ine.
What that shit look like,
that
huh?
Boy look like
They're not telling niggas,
yeah.
y'all got 90 days till I'm back. Y'all got all the time to that day, nigga. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hell nah. 6ix9ine is back on these streets, man. One person I know who is probably sick of going to jail and probably will learn from his mistakes and learn from others' mistakes, because man, he definitely doesn't want to ever go back after just niggas out here just seemingly just don't care. But one thing we were supposed to speak about was Young Thug is embroiled in a whole new beef after his court case. But he's now beefing with Charleston White. Now, Charleston White has been on a tirade. He sat down with Young Thug's friend Loon and basically tried to say, yo, Thug is evil. Thug is a bad person. He came out of jail on bullshit. He's still on bullshit. He's trying to bully people. He's trying to push this, everyone else is a rat, but I'm not a rat narrative. And Charleston White I guess he was at Drewski's Could Have Been Love reunion, and Young Thug was there. A lot of celebrities were there, and it seems like they got into an altercation. And now Charleston is promising to put him back in jail.
They ain't ready for that mate. They so dumb. Bitch ass. Man, them whole ass approach me. Now, catch the foot. But you with the wrong here, boy. I'm telling you. And I was hoping one of them threw a punch. Oh, I was hoping one of them threw a punch. Oh, you think, say they just gave that boy that money back too? They just released Thug money. I was getting all that money. Any one of you threw a punch, guess what? Jeffrey threw it because you couldn't have been able to defend yourself. I was waiting for any to throw a punch. His ass, I would go you back in jail. Boom! Nigga, get the rest. And sue your mama.
Hey, yo, what's going on? Y'all not gonna believe this because somehow, some way, Charleston White and Young Thug almost had a situation at Drewski's Could Have Been video shoot.
So it's really mostly Charleston coming at Thug. But basically they're saying Thug said, well, let's get it from
Things you can't do. Stop me from going to the police and unscaring me. Yeah, once you scare me, you can't unscare me. And say, that nigga showed up musty with $1 million chain around his neck. You think I ain't scared of nigga? You think I ain't scared of nigga that fuck boy walking around musty, laying next to with a woman pretty and Mariah Sausage? That nigga got to be dangerous. Fuck it. Fuck it, that nigga boy. That nigga got to be dangerous in a bit. Oh, he finna tell on Pee Wee. He finna tell on Woody. Oh, yeah, Woody got immunity. He finna tell on Roscoe Pee Wee. Woody got immunity under the American Disabilities Act. Nah, Woody got immunity. Thugger, finna be back. Hugger, down on them motherfucking me blankets. And just, by the way, Thug, every nigga you were with, I couldn't get all of them.
I'm surprised Fatty Willis ain't reached out yet.
They coming. This is a problem. Things you can't do. Stop me from going to the police.
Young Thug just got...
Jeffrey Williams, you on probation. You just approached me, threatening me. Your words was, we step on. You didn't say I, you made it plural. You said we, so that's in cohorts. I mean a gang. Then you had a fellow with you that was possessing a gun. The fat mother was clutching the gun. His exact words as he was clutching the gun or appearing to be clutching the gun. I assumed it was a gun. I think it was a gun. I believe it was a gun. His words was, don't lose your life in her. My words was, do it. I understand we was on a private airport's property, which is under the Federal Aviation Administration. You said we step on Jeffrey Williams, you on probation. Yeah, boy, Young Thug down there finna be a victim tonight. Let me explain something to you, Jeffrey Williams. You on probation, right? You just approached me, threatening me. Your words was, we step on, okay? You didn't say I, you made it plural. You said we, so that's in cohorts. I mean a gang. You on probation. Then you had a fellow with you that was possessing a gun. You are not supposed to be around with people that had guns. Eyewitness, along with other witnesses, saw your friend with a short body was clutching the gun. His exact words as he was clutching the gun or appearing to be clutching the gun. I assumed it was a gun. I think it was a gun. I believe it was a gun, right? That makes it aggravated assault. His words was, don't lose your life in her. My words was, do it. Then other people came out and interfered. I proceeded to brandish the mace and pull out the mace and say, you need to get mace. So I understand we was on a private airport's property, which is under the Federal Aviation Administration. So first thing Monday morning, because you said Jeffrey Williams on probation, aka King Slime, aka Young Thug, you said we step on. Your other brother, your goon with the gang chain, the YSL spider chain, pretending to clutch a gun as he was
seeming or assuming to be brandishing and holding the gun said, don't lose your life. I am now in fear of my life. Swear to God I am. I'm going to contact my attorney. First thing Monday morning, we will be going to the courts to file a restraining order against you for my protection. Not only that, I will be contacting the federal authorities because you made a threat while possessing a gun on federal property, a private airport. I'm pressing charges on you, Jeffrey. I know you're on probation. You fit go to jail. I swear to God, you will. I'm doing everything because you got me afraid for my life. You are a gang leader. I don't even know why you was at the Drewski Could Have Been Love reunion. You wasn't on one episode. Bothered me. And you waited till I was by myself. You waited till I was by myself and approached me with a gang of guys, thinking that you was going to intimidate me and cause me to be in fear.
The GOAT TV.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly. There hasn't been any update from Thug or his probation. Let me search one more thing before I move off this topic. Yeah, there's really not nothing. There's really not nothing that's happening with this as of right now. But I just think it's stupid a little bit that Thug even put himself in a position, or even I know Charleston sometimes he has a tendency to make a moment out of nothing. But if that is true, what he's saying, that Thug is trying to bully people and intimidate them, I think look around, read the room, don't become Pooh Shiesty, you had the longest trial in the state of Georgia history. You should chill the fuck out. Stay away from Drewski reunions. That may not be the place you should be at. Let me see. We did have one. We're gonna talk about Kanye. So Kanye dropped his Bully album like we talked about last week, but now he was doing. He has done 2 sold out stadiums. Two sold out stadium performances at SoFi Arena. He is back in the United States. Oh shit, they're saying Lauryn Hill came to perform with Kanye. Oh no, I gotta see this. Oh no, this is fire. I'm not even sure I can play this, bro. But Kanye, basically, he was streaming these concerts. He has this Akira style globe setup where it was kind of a very similar idea from when him and Drake did that performance together. But I kind of like this better. It's very artsy. It's very fire. I see he brought out Lauryn Hill. I think the first night he brought out Don Toliver. Super fire. Who is this? Is that YG Marley? That could be YG Marley. But this is just fire. This is the this is what it looked like before they took off the top of the globe, and I think they brought this up and illuminated it. They pretty much used this. Can I go back to that last one? I'm clicking too fast. Damn, it won't take me back to here. So pretty much the globe is underneath, and this big thing that was covering the dome that's about to be lifted got lifted to the top, and they basically use it as a projector, and you can see everything that's happening from all these seats right here. You have a better view of it from the screen, but just the production, the thought that went into it, like they projected the globe on here, they changed it from black to white. It was super artsy. First night, he definitely performed a lot of his older songs. He performed some of his newer Bully songs, but I watched it live and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Did I think like Kanye was gonna be able to like perform in the United States again? Like I was like, just yeah, cause like bro, like Kanye could go to a gymnasium somewhere. Kanye could go to a parking lot, and like I believe he brought out Northwest to perform her song. But it was just super dope. Like here it is.
Hello, mommy. How you doing? I think the storm and an angel. And look at all that he gave you.
So I'm guessing this is the second show because I didn't see this the first show. They were on top of the globe together. Let me see. Kanye North. It was super fire. They were on top of the globe together. But he loves incorporating wait, what the fuck? Oh, that's some other shit.
I am fine with her expressing her
18, rocking her signature blue hair
as a parent.
And the line. The preteen rocking her signature blue.
I don't know why they're not showing it. Zoomed in. I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with North song. That shit kind of tough. Did she drop a music video for that shit? Talented little girl. Came from one of the most talented men on the planet. But I'm not gonna lie, Chad. It's like 5:30 on the East Coast, and your uncle's a little tired. I got mad shit to do, and the stream has been kicking my ass, man. Like we've been supposed to been streaming for like 3-4 hours, but every single time for some reason the stream got cut. But I am going to upload this, and hopefully we can try again tomorrow. If not tomorrow, most definitely sometime in the week. The latest day I will stream is Friday. I'm trying to go for Monday. If not Monday, Tuesday. I'm trying to stream at least twice next week. So start of the week, hopefully we're shooting for Monday. If not Monday, we're trying to do Monday and Friday. So top of the week Monday, end of the week Friday. So expect the stream. And I know this was kind of a surprise stream, but there's so much shit to talk about. I'm just a little frustrated that the stream fucked up. But thank you so much, chat, for tapping in, tuning in, kicking it with us. We will cover more of these topics in depth later. I love y'all, fam. I am out.